Now this one, the shed. Right, this is a shed. You can see down there. Yes, that's the sill hanging down there. Again, it's no worse, no better than any of the other cars. Again, it's got nice things going for it. It's an early car. This one's a 1972 car. It is within 40 cars of the other car, which you're going to see at the end of this video. So I'll bolt them both together. So the other car probably doesn't need a new chassis. This one may well need a new chassis, to be honest. It's not looking great. In fact, this one, Bahama gold, very clearly. Lots of nice original bits on it. Lots of not so original bits on it. It's got a big rubbing strip down the side here. I'll hang on to these because these bits are quite rare now, but they're for a much newer Range Rover. Not uncommon to see the non-round fuel filler. The round fuel fillers were a pain in the backside. They didn't always work, and when they failed, Land Rover replaced them every single time with one of these. They'd never replaced them with a round, like for like. So if you find a round filler cap Range Rover, they're quite a rarity. Also, someone's put new side windows in this. So this is the latest style 2-door window mechanism. There's no, the actual glass sits in a channel here. I've got no idea how these come out. I'll find out. It looks like they screw into runners. So undo these screws here, undo the clip, and then they lift out. That said, I've got very early door trims. So this car's 1972. Driver's door. Okay, I've seen worse. What's it like over here? It's got the glass in it. Yeah, because I don't think a chap can ever have too many fuck driver's doors. He really can't. A-post, again on this one. I don't know what it is about this collection of 4 cars. There's a little bit of localised rust halfway up. But on the white car, I was rusting most of the way up the A-post. On this one, it's not too bad. It could well be because it's had nothing underneath it for some considerable time. There's the chassis there, and there's the body mount on top of it. That's the body mount, and that's the chassis. This bit here is the sill. It's not very good, is it? That there, I think, is the fuel return pipe. Nice, eh? Pedal box, got all its dash and interior. Dash is all here. It's got a rear wash wipe button on it, which is quite unusual. I suspect what's happened here is someone's replaced the dash, stuck the overdrive badge. No, they haven't. It might have had an overdrive in it at some point, but I don't think it has anymore. Things I get distracted with. No, there's no overdrive in there anymore. It's LT95 gearbox, so it's got that. As you can see, this one's been sitting outside for quite a long time. When you end up with rust like that on the heater panel, it's never a good thing. Mileage shows 84. Again, no idea if that's accurate or not. You can see here this speedo pod is about as bad as I've ever seen them. The whole of the lip is very broken off. I'm not particularly bothered about that. So it looks like it might have had wash wipe on the rear originally. I'll go and have a look at that in a minute. Newer, much newer steering wheel on it, obviously to aid it moving around. Grey steering wheels, they are available, but they're kind of comedy prices at the moment. Passenger door, again, it's an early one. Got the early rubbers on it. Oh, the main reason for this thing being so rusty inside here, I think, is this. It's got a Webasto type sunroof. Whether it is Webasto or not, I don't know. It's got the mechanism at the front here. I don't think it's got any of the sliding rails on it. There's another roof on the top. Be nice to get that reinstated, wouldn't it? Maybe not on this car. Light's been moved to the front, and there's a light at the back because of the sunroof. At the back here, this is as bad as my car Red Shed, which I haven't done a video review on, but this is something that really has sat for an awfully long time in the open. It's not good, is it? the back there. That's not the outside. Sorry, that's not the tailgate. That's the floor. That's where the spare wheel goes there. And on this side, you can see where the fuel filler is. This will be something, I think, that the curtains may not be recoverable on. It's nice that they put the speakers with the wiring for the speakers on the outside of the car. So if I was to take the outer wing off here, you'd see the back of the speaker cone there. What else about this thing? It's got early wheels on it. They're nice. At the back here, yes, we've got a wiper motor. Now, I'd be interested to see if it has got the early wiper motor location, which should be up here. Oh, sorry. Come on, fucking zoom in there, you bastard. No, that's a seatbelt mounting which has been retrofitted. That there is part of the dashboard. That's what was making the noise just now. It's got some damage to it. Fuel tank. Light protectors. It's got much newer backlights on it. Again, not unusual. Just take the whole unit off and put an original style one back on if this car gets restored. I'm pretty sure it will get restored. But this is the least desirable of all of the cars. Tailgate. It's the early one because it's got the horizontal stripes only halfway. But it's got later fixings on it. Someone started to drill that one out, you see. I bet you'll never get those out, because the main reason for that is that the tailgate is jammed. It's got a key and a lock in it, so I'll try and get that off. So it's going to end up being a selection of parts. Here we've got the original bumper corners. Yeah, original bumper. Yeah. I think this was sat outside for longer than I would want it to have sat. Pardon me, hickety up it is. That's sat outside for. Mysterious hole. And is that beige? Looks like it's been painted at some point. Beige vinyl that went over the trim. What have we got underneath? Yeah, it looks like the roof had a vinyl trim on it as well. There's the remains of it there, look. Let's get that out of the way. Ooh. Do you know, it might have had a beige vinyl roof. Gold car with a beige roof, vinyl, and the sunroof. And then it was painted black at some point, or dark blue. It's kind of a, yeah, dark blue. At some point before terminal rot set in. Not terminal though, because I think I'm going to get it going again. I just don't think it's going to be at the front of the queue. I've got one car work in progress and I've got 5 in the queue. And I think this one might be near the tail end of the queue. It does have matching axles, engine, gearbox. On the engine, let's go to the engine front. So it's got its original matching number V8. Someone's retrofitted SU carbs on the top because they don't understand Strombergs. It's got its original water bottle. Loom is all here. So you can see the rot doesn't, well, it's not been shy on this car. It's pretty rampant throughout. It's a nice colour though, look at that. Yeah, I think that might be, I don't know, might be worth a go. Is it a Lucas one? No, it's not a Lucas one. I'm a bit of a fetishist when it comes to restoring these things. Sorry, restoring original items. Okay, so we've got the original 5-blade metal fan with its associated water pump. ACR17, I'm guessing. It's got one of those. Do you remember that logo? It's upside down for you guys. Let me turn it that way. Do you remember that logo? I can't remember. It was something to do with Unipart or something. BL Unipart. Someone will write in the comments and let me know what that is. Power steering box. Quite common for people to retrofit power steering boxes. Oh, I'll tell you one thing it's got. It's got mega early engine mountings. More often than not, they got replaced. You can get them again now. They do reproductions of them. But yeah, quite unusual to see the smooth engine things. What have we got here? It's a servo. It's push rod. Yeah, it goes right in. I don't think there's any diaphragm in there whatsoever. But service those. They're not difficult to do. I'll do a video on that one day. Being safety critical, you know what you're doing before you start messing around with anything to do with the brake system. So front wings, not as nice as they are on the red car, but by no means are they complete rubbish. This is what normally happens, you see. You get steel on the inner frame, and this stuff, aluminium Burma Bright, and when it gets close, especially where water sits, so the steel edge of the bonnet sits on here, and that's why you get corrosion along these areas. But that isn't bad. And at the front down here, again, they corrode in here, where they're screwed down to the inner wing. Really, probably not corroded. Oh look, that's just going to come off there. Look at that. Love it. You can see it's corroded around there. It's corroded on that area, and someone's done some welding or soldering or something to try and put it back together again. We'll have a look. I think actually this isn't an early wing anyway. It's got the indicator up there. Early cars didn't have the indicators on the side, that one hasn't. So it's had some wings put on it at some point. I think the deck panel might be newer as well, because I don't recall the early ones having the plunger hole there for the bonnet light. But not a problem. This bit up here always rots out. This is the channel that the rubber fanart sits on to secure the bonnet. This bonnet is ruined. I don't think it's going to be much good for anything. I'll keep an eye on it and see what happens with it, but to be honest, when they're this bad, there's always a better bonnet available. It's there just at the moment to protect the car. It's been thumped. It might have been off-roaded around a field or something. It's had a fair clout here up on the deck panel. What else about this thing? Oh, some snails down there. Maybe it was owned by a French man or a French woman. Right, moving on. Other thing I notice, there's some walnut shells in there. Maybe a squirrel's been living in it or something. So that's that one really. What I'm going to do next, focus. There we are, focus. What I'm going to do next is relocate them into the field. So the two other cars, the one I'm going to follow on from this, are located in here. I'm going to drag them in, put a polytunnel over the top of it, which will hopefully protect it from the breeze. Right, that's it. Let's get these wrapped up, and then we can work out what the plan of attack's going to be. The poor old thing. I'll have it going again. This really has been just parked up because of the rust, I think, hoping that mechanically it works. A bonnet stay. Yes. Looks like it's broken off the bonnet, which wouldn't surprise me. Okay folks, keep watching, subscribe, like, comment as you wish. Try and keep the comments the right side of my profanity. Yeah, I'll be posting plenty more content like this, or the restoration of my car, which is currently work in progress. A month, I reckon that'll be. Well, this week I want to have that one going, driving, and then I've got to speak to a body shop about getting the outer body panels sorted out, and then it can start the final phase of assembly, the final fit. So that's it.